The most profound wisdom you will ever learn won't be found in a book, a seminar, or at the finish line. It hides in the quiet spaces between moments. This is Leo's story, and perhaps a reflection of your own. Leo was 18, a winner, always at the front of the pack. His life was a checklist of accomplishments, a blur of exams, competitions, and first-place finishes. But in the middle of the night, when the trophies on his shelf were just silhouettes, he felt a hollow emptiness. His smile had become a practiced reflex. His mind was a never-ending scroll of tasks, and his spirit was exhausted. One afternoon, his father noticed. "Leo," he said gently, "your break is starting. Go spend a week with your grandfather at the coast." Leo sighed. "Grandpa's cabin? There's nothing there. It's just the sea and the old cliffs." His father put a hand on his shoulder. "Maybe nothing is exactly what you're searching for." Arriving at the weathered cabin, the world shifted. The air was thick with the smell of salt and pine. The loudest sound was the distant crash of waves. His grandfather welcomed him with a warm, silent hug, then said, "My racing star has come to port." Leo managed a tired smile. "I feel more like a ship lost in a storm." His grandfather chuckled softly. "Then we shall teach this ship how to find calm waters." The next morning, before dawn, his grandfather gently woke him. "Come," he whispered. "I want you to meet a teacher." Still half asleep, Leo followed him to a small, sunlit workshop behind the cabin. On a dusty bench sat a lump of gray clay and a simple pottery wheel. "Your task," his grandfather said, placing a worn apron in Leo's hands, "is not to make a masterpiece. It is simply to sit with this clay each day. Feel its weight. Listen to what it needs. Give it shape, but do not force it." Leo was skeptical. "Sit with mud? That's the lesson." His grandfather's eyes twinkled. "That, and patience." So, Leo began. Each day, he sat at the wheel. His first attempts collapsed. The clay was stubborn, messy. He'd clean up, try again. Water, shape, weight. Clean, center, weight. There were no grades, no rankings, no applause. Just the slow, rhythmic hum of the wheel and the feel of the earth in his hands. Then, something shifted. He noticed how the clay responded to gentle, consistent pressure. He watched a centered lump gradually rise into a simple, stable form. He felt the sun trace a path across the workshop floor and realized hours had passed in what felt like moments. For the first time in years, his mind was quiet. A deep, unfamiliar sense of peace settled in his chest. One evening, as the sky turned orange, Leo said, "Grandpa, I don't fully understand it, but I feel clearer. Lighter somehow." His grandfather nodded, a knowing smile on his face. "That's because you stopped trying to conquer the world and started connecting with it." Leo looked at him, waiting. His grandfather continued, "Life, my boy, is not a sprint. It is a craft. You cannot hurry the process. You can only show up and give it your honest attention." He gestured to the small, humble vase now drying on the shelf. "That clay didn't become a vase because you demanded it. It changed because you were present, patient, and persistent." Then, he shared 3 quiet truths. A tree does not grow by pulling on its branches. It sinks its roots deep and trusts the seasons. A sculptor does not reveal the statue inside the marble by striking it wildly. She removes, piece by careful piece, what does not belong. And the tide does not rush to the shore. It ebbs and flows in a rhythm as old as time, reminding us that all things have their own pace. His grandfather looked at him intently. "You are also being shaped. You are not a project to be completed. Nourish your heart with stillness. Let your thoughts breathe. Gently smooth away the cracks of anxiety, pressure, and the need to be perfect. Trust that your own form is emerging, and it is exactly as it should be." Tears welled in Leo's eyes, not of sadness, but of relief. "I think I'm beginning to see," he whispered. On his last day, his grandfather handed him the small, glazed vase. It was imperfect, slightly uneven, but uniquely beautiful. You guided this form into being, he said. And in doing so, you remembered how to hold space for your own. Leo smiled, a genuine, easy smile he hadn't felt in years. Next time I'm lost in the noise, he said, I'll come back to the stillness of this wheel. In a culture that worships speed, true growth is a quiet revolution. We are taught to hustle, to optimize, to arrive first. But the most important things, peace, purpose, wholeness, cannot be hurried. They unfold. They are crafted in the patient, daily act of showing up. You do not need to be finished tomorrow. You only need to be present today. Nurture your spirit with the same care you would give to something precious and fragile. Like the clay on the wheel, we are all shaped by pressure and time. Don't judge your rough edges. Trust the hands that guide you, your own. Calm is not the absence of storm, but the discovery of an anchor within it. So if you are weary, pause. Step away from the race. Sit with your own quiet clay. Breathe. Listen. Be gentle. Trust the process unfolding within you. Your most beautiful shape is already emerging. And when it finally stands solid and complete, it will carry the unique marks of your patient journey, making it more valuable than any hurried trophy. Sometimes, the deepest strength is built in the seasons of slow, deliberate turning. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like. It helps the Calm Tales share more peaceful stories with others like you. Thank you for listening.